100 billionaires, one country, and a power so deep most Americans never see it. From your paycheck to your politics, this silent elite controls more than you think, and no one talks about it. Have you ever felt like your vote doesn't matter? That laws change, taxes rise, prices skyrocket, but no matter who's in power, the rich just get richer. You're not alone. While the middle class shrinks and everyday Americans hustle just to survive, a small elite controls trillions. These billionaires don't just build companies, they influence laws, shape public opinion, and move markets. They fund candidates, sway elections, buy media outlets, and even dictate what trends on your social feeds. The system doesn't just feel broken, it feels rigged. Who's pulling the strings? And why is no one calling it out? This isn't conspiracy, it's data. By the end of this video, you'll see just how deep their influence runs. We're pulling back the curtain on America's 100 richest billionaires, many self-made, who aren't only building tech, finance, or media empires. They're shaping the nation's laws, values, and future. You'll see how their wealth grants them front-row access to Washington, how they use media, philanthropy, and political donations to control the narrative, and how ordinary citizens get trapped in a system built for their benefit. This isn't just about money. It's about power without accountability, and why these figures remain untouchable. The concentration of power didn't happen overnight. After World War II, America thrived, factories boomed, jobs were stable, opportunity was wide. But by the 1980s, deregulation, tax breaks for the wealthy, and Wall Street's rise created a new class of ultra-rich entrepreneurs and financiers. Names like Warren Buffett, Larry Ellison, and Michael Bloomberg began dominating headlines, not just for their businesses, but their influence over media, policy, and public opinion. By the 2000s, wealth wasn't just inherited, it was engineered. Billionaires invested strategically, lobbying groups, super PACs, think tanks, and media networks. They learned that money buys power, and influence protects it. Today, just 100 billionaires hold more wealth than the bottom half of the US combined. Jeff Bezos didn't just transform retail, he bought the Washington Post, shaping public opinion. Elon Musk's Tesla and SpaceX influenced the economy, national security, and transportation policy. Google's Larry Page and Sergey Brin control a global information empire. Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook can sway elections with an algorithm tweak. Michael Bloomberg's media company, financial tools, and political campaigns touch every corner of American influence. These billionaires aren't just playing the game, they're rewriting the rules. When you control platforms, you control economies. The top 100 billionaires sit at the center of industries that touch every American life. From Silicon Valley to Wall Street, their decisions ripple through housing, jobs, interest rates, and global trade. BlackRock and Vanguard, led by ultra-wealthy stakeholders, control trillions, owning shares in nearly every major company. Musk's ventures drive entire sectors like EVs and aerospace. Larry Ellison's Oracle powers data systems for the military and healthcare. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, is deeply involved in both finance and surveillance. Even cryptocurrency rules are shaped by billionaire-backed lobbying, ensuring they profit first. When innovation happens, it's on their terms, their timing, and for their gain. You don't have to hold office to control politics, you just have to fund it. Billionaires have mastered this. Through super PACs, think tanks, foundations, and non-profits, they steer policy from the shadows. George Soros has spent billions on progressive campaigns, criminal justice reform, and voting access. On the other side, Sheldon Adelson, before his death, poured hundreds of millions into conservative causes and foreign policy agendas. Michael Bloomberg has used his wealth to push gun reform, climate policy, and even spent over $500 million on a single presidential run. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation shapes global health, education systems, and COVID response. Philanthropy isn't always pure generosity. It's often a strategic investment in influence, reputation, and long-term power. When billionaires control both policy and narrative, they can be more powerful than any president. What if your worldview isn't yours at all, but curated by a handful of elites? Today's billionaires don't just own companies, they own narratives. From mainstream news to Hollywood, social media to streaming, they decide what gets seen and what gets buried. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Rupert Murdoch controls Fox News and hundreds of outlets worldwide. Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings funds education policy while shaping culture through streaming. Social platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and X are billionaire-built algorithms, choosing what trends, what's flagged, monetized, or erased. When information becomes a product, truth becomes negotiable. In this media reality, Americans are entertained, enraged, or distracted, rarely fully informed. The paradox. These billionaires aren't just shaping America's future, they are holding it up. Elon Musk launches US military satellites. Jeff Bezos' AWS underpins government infrastructure. Larry Fink's BlackRock stabilizes markets in crisis. The Gates Foundation funds vaccines and education policy. Defense, healthcare, tech, and the economy are deeply tied to private billion-dollar empires. It's no longer just influence, it's dependency. And here's the risk. If these billionaires act in their own interest first, a single algorithm update, media pivot, or investment shift could impact millions. America isn't just run by billionaires, it's powered by them, without a vote, term limit, or public oversight. So now you know. America's most powerful decisions, from what laws get passed, to what news you see, to what your kids learn in school, are often shaped by a handful of billionaires. They're not just building the future, they're choosing who gets to live in it. And while their innovations have brought progress, their unchecked influence creates a system where the average citizen has less voice, less choice, and less control. The question isn't whether billionaires run America. It's, should they? If this opened your eyes, hit the like button. Drop a comment. Which billionaire do you think holds the most invisible power? And subscribe for more bold truth about the power players shaping your world. This isn't the news you'll see on TV. This is the side they don't want you to know.